This video will demonstrate how to generate automated email responses to Google Form submissions using the Google Sheets add-on formMule. formMule is an add-on that will work with Google Sheets, so that is where all of your form responses will go. And we will go ahead and use formMule to set up automated email responses to these Google Forms. So the first thing I need to do is head over to my Google Drive and open the spreadsheet that will contain all of my form data. So here I am. This is a school inventory template, and what I want to do, I already created a Google form that I'm going to send to teachers, and they will complete their inventory on the form, and then all of those inventory responses will dump right over here to this spreadsheet. And I want my teachers to get an automated email kicked back from me so that they can have for their records that they submitted their inventory and exactly what they submitted in their inventory. So I'm going to go ahead and head on up to add-ons at the top of my screen, and I'm going to go ahead and click Get Add-ons. And once I'm in the add-ons gallery, I'm going to go ahead and search for formMule. And I already have formMule added to my Google Drive. So over here on the right, you see the green Manage. If you have not added this to your drive yet, you will see a blue icon that says Free. You'll have to add this to your drive one time, and then after that, all of the add-ons that you have will be there anytime you open up Google Sheets. So I'm going to go to Add-ons and formMule, and I'm going to go ahead and click Launch. The first thing I need to do is tell this add-on where the data is located that will need to be merged. So where it says Select Sheet, I'm going to go ahead and click that drop-down box and choose Form Responses 1, which is where all those responses to my Google form are located. The next thing I need to do is look at form triggers. So there are two different trigger types. I can send a form either immediately when someone submits the form, or I can set a trigger on a timer. For this particular instance, I want to set it on Form Submit, so I'm going to go ahead and click this little switch and it'll toggle that to on. However, there are other situations where I may want to have a time trigger. Maybe I want to set an email to automatically generate to all users who attended a particular workshop 2 weeks after the workshop to follow up with them. In that case, I would use the time triggers. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and send on the Form Submit. So whenever someone clicks Submit on their Google form, they'll get an email. Also, they give you the option to log a case number for submissions and log the edit URL for each form submission. I go ahead and click both of these. The edit URL is incredibly helpful to teachers and to you as an administrator. If, for example, on this school inventory sheet, if someone submits their inventory and then they realize they forgot to add 2 items to it, instead of having to resubmit their entire inventory, you can simply go and get the edit URL for their form submission, email it to them, and they can pick up right where they left off. After I select the form trigger and log the case number and edit URL, I'm going to go ahead and click the blue button that says Templates and Send Conditions. So here, the formMule is asking you, how many different email templates do you want to have? For this particular inventory, I'm only going to have one template. However, formMule will allow you to have up to 15. So that would mean 15 different emails for 15 different conditions. So I'll select one, and I'll go ahead and leave it called Template 1. Over here, you see the Send condition. So this is where you will send an email to using Template 1 if one of these things happens. So these are all different columns in your spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and just say send for everything, because we want, no matter what they put on their form, we want them to get an email. We want them to get this email. So I'll go ahead to the bottom and click Save Template Settings. And you may see over on the right, formMule is doing some work in the background and creating hidden sheets so it can work its magic. Next, I'm going to go ahead and click Edit Templates in the bottom right. So now we're going to draft our template email. You'll notice over on the right you have all these merge tags. These are each different column in the spreadsheet. And these are all the different options that you can add into your email. So we're going to start by the to, so who the email is going to. And in your inventory, you should have had an option for email address. So I'm going to come over to the section that says Add Merge Tags and click Email Address. So whatever email address the person who filled out the form put, this email will go to that address. Whenever I use something like this for inventory purposes, I always like to send myself either a carbon copy or a blind carbon copy. So I'm going to go ahead and type my email address in the BCC. And then reply to, also, I'm going to type my email address there as well. So if someone wants to reply to this email, they'll get me. And then for the subject, I will say... And then over here, I'm going to go ahead and start composing the body of my email. So first, I'll go ahead and say hi and the teacher's name. And notice that when I enter one of these tags, it's going to put the name of the column, a colon, and then it has these are called carets right here. It has caret open, the name of the column, and caret close. This right here is where the text from the form will be inserted. So we can go ahead and delete what's this colon there. So this would say, if I submitted the form, it would say, hi JP. So it has a little personal touch to it. And then I'll go ahead and type a little welcome message here. So I went ahead and typed a little welcome message here. Thank you for submitting your school inventory on the date. And I just used the merge tag over here for current date. And then I did encourage the teacher to print or save the email for their records. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back over here in the merge tags, and I'm going to start, and I'm just going to click every merge tag all the way down so the teacher can see every item they put on their inventory. So teacher desk here, and then I'll hit enter for teacher chair, and I'm just going to go ahead and continue doing this all the way down for every item on the inventory. So now I've finished entering all of the tags in this email, and I'm going to go ahead and click the Preview This button at the top next to Edit. And then if we had a response already, it would show that specific email address right here, and it would have all of the data from that response. So now that I've created this template, and I've told formMule to send an email every time someone submits, I'm just going to go ahead and close this window and wait for responses to start coming in. This has been JP Prosvento, Fox C6 EdTech Coordinator, demonstrating how to generate automatic email responses to Google Forms using formMule.